What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So, we're going to talk about the top stories in Social Security today. And what I've done is I've pulled up some of the top stories. And so, we're going to go through those. I'll talk a little bit about each one. And then I want you guys to let me know what you think about some of these stories. But I think I'm going to start changing up things a little bit. Mixing it up, so we'll have some stuff from TikTok and some of these different places that are talking about Social Security, and we'll dive into what they're saying, and then I'll give you my input, and then you guys are going to give me your input in the comments below. So that's what we're going to do today in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, and if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel.
Well, your days of having to ask your mom for your Social Security card could be coming to an end. How about digital Social Security cards? Well, the Social Security Administration is introducing a feature that will allow you to access your info online. They say this offers a simple solution for those who've maybe forgotten their number or misplaced their card. The secure digital access will be available early this summer. Be sure to download Fox Local for live streaming news and more.
Okay, so, and this is new. This is something, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago when they announced it. And it's interesting because I don't really know how this is going to really play out. So you'll have a digital Social Security number. Most people have memorized their Social Security number, so they know it. And so will you be able to use this? Like, say you go to a job interview and they're asking you for a Social Security card. Are you going to be able to use this digital Social Security card? Is this going to be on an app? I don't know exactly what they're planning to do. This is a big change for Social Security, but is it really necessary? I guess they're saying that this would cut down on the fraud. We'll just have to see. I mean, most people don't, like I said, I don't even, if you ask me, I don't know where my Social Security card is right now. But I know my Social Security number, and usually that is enough. Now, if you're applying for a job and things like that, maybe you need to provide your Social Security, your actual Social Security card. But I just find it really interesting that they are putting a lot of energy. The Social Security Administration has a lot of stuff that they're dealing with right now, but they're putting a lot of their energy on this Social Security card that they want to roll out. I just showed a video not too long ago where they have the new AI automated system for customer service. So if you call, you get this AI automated system, and basically this AI will respond to you. So yeah, we all have done this before. You call your phone provider, you call, and they have this automated response. And so that's what they're using right now. If you call the main Social Security Administration, their phone number. But what I find interesting about that, and what I showed you in the video, is the fact that it's not working properly. And you can ask it for something and it'll just put you in a loop and tell you whatever it really wants to tell you. It's not telling you, it's not giving you the information that you're asking for. So there's a lot of work to be done when it comes to that. I think that should be a priority over these digital Social Security numbers. But that's something that looks like they're gonna try to move forward with this and see where it goes. But realistically, we'll have to see if it changes anything when it comes to fraud.
Should you take out Social Security at 66 and 10 months or wait until you turn 70? Let me show you a way to figure out which is best for you, no matter what your age is. For this example, let's say your Social Security amount is going to be $2,000 a month when you're 66 and 10 months old. And if you wait until 70, it's going to be $2,500 a month. So when you're 66 and 10 months old versus 70 years old, there's a 38-month window where you won't receive any payments. So for this example, if you don't take out Social Security at 66 and 10 months and you wait until 70, you're going to be losing out on $2,000 a month for 38 months, which is $76,000 that you will not receive. So now we need to take the difference of how much you would be making at age 70 if you waited versus what you're going to get at 66 and 10 months, which for this example is $500 difference. Now we're going to want to take that $76,000 difference over those 38 months and divide it by the difference, so $500. This comes out to 152 months, which is just shy of 13 years. So now you know if you live past age 83, then yes, you made more money. But is it worth waiting? Let me know in the comment section below what you think.
And that's very interesting. This is Tim, Medicare specialist. So he's talking about the fact that if you wait, and let's say you wait till 70, you get the plus ups. If you get the plus ups, then you are going to, in the example that he gave, you make $500 more per month than if you take it at your full retirement age of 66 and 10 months. So waiting, if you did wait, you would have to actually be receiving Social Security until you're 83 in order to make up that difference. And so if you were to take it at your full retirement age, 66 and 10 months, then you're going to get that. What did you say? $76,000 is what you'll earn just in that period, that 3-year period. So very interesting. I mean, when it comes to taking Social Security, it's very, it's a case by case situation. Some people might really need to, so they can take it early or take it at their full retirement age. Some people can wait, so they'll wait until they're 70 and get the plus ups. If you're healthy, you might be leaning towards waiting until your full retirement age, or even waiting until you're 70. But if you have some health issues, maybe you might consider taking it a little bit early. That way you can get that money now, because you don't know. Unfortunately, you might not know if you're going to live until you're 83.
I'm sure you've seen it everywhere in the news, but the Social Security Expansion Act is back on the table. If you haven't seen the many news articles, I got you covered. I'll explain it to you, but it basically raises Social Security benefits by $200 per month, or $2,400 per year. As you can see, this was a bill that was popular a few years ago, but it has now been reintroduced by Senator Bernie Sanders, who is in charge of the Finance Committee. This is going to help retirees, those on SSDI, and possibly SSI as well. Now, I want to be clear, this is just a bill. It is not official law, so it's not going to necessarily happen unless they pass it through the Congress. But because Bernie Sanders is in charge of the Senate committee, or the Finance Committee rather, people are very, very confident or hopeful that it will happen. As far as we're getting this money, they want to raise taxes on the rich, shocker there. And they're also talking about going and giving this to all individuals who make under $2,000 per month. Obviously, we don't know if this is going to be a law yet, so I'll keep you updated. And for more news that makes you money, go over.
Okay, so this situation here, we've talked about this over and over. I've been talking about this for the last 3 years when it comes to Bernie Sanders' plan, the $200 increase per month for people receiving Social Security benefits. He's introducing this. However, we have to understand, when it comes to these bills, and he said it, when it comes to the bills, it has to go through that process. And right now, unfortunately, the only thing that we're going to see, the only major legislation that we're going to see passed in the next 3 years is going to be this reconciliation bill that they're working on right now, this big, beautiful bill. That's it. That's all we're going to see, if they can even pass that. Because the reality is, Bernie Sanders' plan is not popular among Republicans, and Republicans are controlling the Senate and the House and the presidency. And so it'd be very hard to see Bernie Sanders' bill actually move through the Senate and move through the House and pass both the Senate and the House and go to the president, have him sign off on it. Especially when we're looking at this big, beautiful bill that is going to add, the CBO has said it's going to add $2.4 trillion to our national debt over a span of 10 years. So that big bill, if they work on that, they're not going to be able to work on something that Bernie Sanders wants to get implemented. Now, the reality is, and the sad truth is, when it comes down to it, this would mean that you're going to have to raise taxes on people making, I believe Bernie Sanders' plan, $250,000 or more. This would raise taxes on those people. And we all know that Republicans tend to not be in favor of raising taxes, and so that's where this is going to hit a roadblock. And so it's good to see that he's introducing it. I just don't think it will go anywhere. And before I said 3 years, realistically, if we see a change in 2026, as far as if the Democrats now control the House and they control the Senate, well, then they'll be able to move a bill to the president, but the president still has to sign off on it. So we'll have to see if that is a possibility. So it might not be 3 years. It could be in 2026 or in basically 2027. We could be looking at new legislation that helps expand Social Security. But as it currently stands, it's going to be very, very hard for them to move anything, even though this was introduced in the Senate.
Here is the #1 reason I plan on taking my Social Security benefits at 62. and I dare you to challenge this reason. I'm Tyler. I'm a former financial advisor and portfolio manager, and now I make financial content for free so you don't have to pay for it. Number one, I logged into SSA.gov this morning and saw that if I start taking Social Security at 62, I'm currently projected to receive $2,120 a month. But if I wait until 70, I'd receive much more, $3,822 a month. Number two, but here's where it gets interesting. I took about 5 minutes to actually add up the numbers myself, instead of listening to some dingling on social media tell me how to think. If I do wait to start taking Social Security until I'm 70, even though it will eventually be more money per month, those payments won't end up beating what I've been taking since 62 until I'm 81 years old. Number three, I've been told my entire life, as I'm sure you have too, to just save and save for this magical neverland called retirement. Now I'm being told by financial advisors that if we really want to live our golden years, we should wait until we're 81 years old to do it, and we'll have sacrificed almost a decade of supplemental income in our 60s when our minds were still sharp and our hips were still greased. Well, I'm actually tired of being told to defer life, and I plan to start taking advantage of as much as this life has to offer when I'm 62 years old. And I've just got one question for you. Who's coming with me?
Okay, so he said it all as far as he wants to take it at 62, take Social Security at 62. And I mean, it's a pretty strong argument if you think about it. He's talking about the fact that, yes, when you're 62, you can do a lot more at 62 than you can at 80, 81. And basically what he's saying here is if I take it at 62, the time between 62 and 70, I'm going to be collecting Social Security benefits. But if you take the other option and you wait until you're 70, sure, you're going to be able to receive more in Social Security benefits per month, but you're going to have to wait until you're 81 to close that gap between taking it at 62 and taking it at 70. And so when you are younger at 62, you can do a lot more. But when you're 81, you're probably not going to be able to do as much as you could have done when you were 62. And so, I mean, that makes sense. It does make sense. Now, obviously, when it comes to taking Social Security, this is a personal decision. Some people are going to have good reasons why they think that they should wait until the full retirement age or even wait until they're 70. But other people have a strong argument saying, let's take it at 62 because I'm not promised tomorrow and you might really need it. There are a lot of people right now that are struggling, and there's some people that have lost their jobs. There are people that get laid off as you get older. Why? Because in a company, if you've been working for a company for 30 years and you're reaching that 62, around 62, you are making more than someone who is brand new coming in. And some of these jobs that people, they've been working there for years and years, some of these jobs are obsolete. We now have AI can do a lot of things. So companies might look at this and say, okay, we're going to give them that golden handshake. We're going to lay them off because they're costing too much to the company. And so you could be one of those people where you're in your late 50s or early 60s and you get that layoff notice. And the reason why is because the company is reshaping and they can hire someone brand new, someone right out of college, and pay them a lot less than what they're paying you because they've been paying you for 30 years and you've been getting raises and all of that. So it's interesting when it comes to retirement. I did a video just a few days ago, and I was talking about the fact that we're seeing, I think it was 1.8 million new people have filed for Social Security benefits just this year. And we're talking the first 5 months into the year. And that's very interesting in itself. You have a lot of people that are signing up for Social Security. Some are saying that they're doing it because they don't know what's going on with the government and they don't trust Social Security will be there, which it will be. But that's their thought behind it. I might as well get out and get into Social Security now. And some people are looking at the fact that they see Social Security is going through some problems right now as far as just processing applications and things like that. And so they want to hurry up and get in there. That way they don't have to wait a long time to get approved for Social Security or what have you. So there are a lot of things that are going on right now when it comes to Social Security. Also, the Social Security Fairness Act, that was just implemented, and the Social Security Fairness Act is being rolled out to those people who earn pensions, and so they're putting a lot of time towards that. But some people that earn pensions, they never applied for Social Security, even if they qualified for either spousal benefits or benefits on their own record. They didn't apply because Weapon GPO was reducing those benefits. So now they're applying. So you have more and more people applying. So record numbers. I think it's up like 17% so far this year with people who are applying for Social Security benefits. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.